Iran just dropped footage that has people in Washington sitting up a little straighter. We're talking about a massive ballistic missile exercise, filmed from multiple angles, showing launch after launch ripping into the sky in near-perfect sync. Smoke trails stretched across the horizon, from desert platforms to coastal sites along the Gulf. According to Iranian state media, this was part of what they're calling the combined 1404 exercise, and it was anything but low-key. The message wasn't subtle. It wasn't quiet. It was loud, visual, and designed to make everybody watching think twice. At the center of it all is the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the powerful military arm that oversees much of Iran's missile program. The IRGC has long leaned into missile development as its ace in the hole. Iran doesn't have the same air power as the United States, but when it comes to ballistic missiles, they've built a serious arsenal over decades. This drill looked like a highlight reel of that capability. Mobile launchers rolled out. Fixed sites fired in sequence. The whole thing looked coordinated down to the second. From a production standpoint alone, it was intense. From a military standpoint, it was clearly a flex. Let's be real, this wasn't just for domestic TV hype, this was a signal, and the target audience wasn't hard to guess. When missile after missile launches in synchronized waves, that's a message aimed squarely at Washington and its allies. It's basically saying, we're locked in, we're ready, don't test us. In geopolitics, perception matters almost as much as hardware, and this footage was all about perception. It was a show of readiness meant to project confidence, capability, and deterrence all at once. Military analysts who've reviewed similar drills in the past often focus on one key factor: saturation. Modern missile defense systems are layered and sophisticated, but they're not magic. If enough projectiles are launched in coordinated waves from different angles, it complicates interception. That's not speculation, that's military math. When you see multiple launch sites firing within seconds of each other, that's about overwhelming defenses. It's about showing that you can launch from trucks, desert sites, maybe even coastal platforms, and keep an opponent guessing. In plain terms, it's about making sure nobody thinks a strike would be easy. Now, here's where it gets interesting. While Iran was showing off its firepower, reports indicated the United States had been repositioning military assets in the broader region. Aircraft carriers like the USS Gerald R. Ford and the USS Abraham Lincoln have operated in Middle Eastern waters during periods of heightened tension, before carrier strike groups are basically floating air bases. When they show up, that's not random. That's presence. That's capability. That's the US saying, we see you. Add to that aerial refueling aircraft like KC-135s and heavy cargo planes like C-17 Globemaster's, repositioning through regional hubs, and you've got what analysts call contingency posture. That doesn't mean war is popping off tomorrow, but it does mean planners are running scenarios. Nobody's asleep at the wheel. The political layer makes this even more complex. During the presidency of Donald Trump, the US withdrew from the 2015 nuclear deal and ramped up economic pressure on Tehran. Since then, relations have swung between back-channel diplomacy and hardline rhetoric. Anytime missile drills and military deployments start lining up on the timeline, people get jumpy. That's just how it goes. History has made everyone a little sensitive to signal. Iran's leadership understands that showing strength can serve as deterrence. The idea is straightforward. If the cost of attacking you looks sky-high, your opponent might think twice. In strategic terms, this is about raising the price of escalation. Iran's missile program is central to that strategy. It's their way of saying, we may not match you plane for plane, but don't get it twisted, we've got reach. And that reach isn't just theoretical. Iran's missile systems are believed to be capable of striking targets across the region. US bases in the Gulf, allied infrastructure, and strategic waterways all fall within potential range. That's why these exercises grab attention so fast. It's not about cinematic explosions, it's about geography and distance. When you look at a map, the implications get real quick. There's also the broader global chessboard. Iran maintains ties with Russia and has deep economic connections with China. That doesn't mean those countries would jump into a direct conflict, but strategic partnerships shift calculations. If tensions spike, diplomatic alignments matter. Intelligence sharing, economic backing, or political cover at the United Nations. All of that plays into how bold or cautious leaders might feel. Still, it's important not to let dramatic footage automatically equal imminent war. Military drills happen all over the world. The United States runs large-scale exercises with NATO allies. China conducts naval drills in the Pacific. Russia stages missile tests. These shows of force are part of global deterrence culture. They're about signaling without crossing the line into open conflict. It's a high-stakes game of don't blink, but it's still a game most sides prefer to keep below the threshold of war. For Washington, the key question isn't just capability, it's intent. Is this drill simply routine training with a splashy PR rollout, or is it tied to a broader escalation ladder? Intent is always harder to read than hardware. Missiles can be counted. Motives can't. That's why intelligence assessments go far beyond viral clips. Analysts look at communication intercepts, troop movements, economic indicators, and diplomatic messaging. The public sees smoke trails. Governments see layers of data. Regionally, countries like Israel and Gulf states are watching closely. Israel has long warned about Iran's missile development and regional influence. Gulf states, meanwhile, walk a careful line between security cooperation with the U.S. and cautious diplomatic engagement with Tehran. Nobody in the region wants a full-blown war disrupting shipping lanes and energy exports. Oil markets alone would go absolutely wild if major conflict broke out in the Gulf. So there's strong incentive for restraint, even amid tough talk. Inside US defense circles, caution tends to dominate public rhetoric during moments like this. Officials often stress preparedness without predicting immediate conflict. That balance matters. Too much alarm, and markets panic. Too little concern, and deterrence weakens. It's a delicate vibe, steady but serious. Psychologically, though, the footage did exactly what it was supposed to do. It got attention, it sparked headlines, it made policymakers answer questions. In modern geopolitics, visuals travel faster than policy memos. A coordinated missile launch sequence is a powerful image. It communicates readiness in a way speeches sometimes can't. That doesn't make it propaganda in the simplistic sense. It makes it strategic communication. At the same time, both sides understand the costs of escalation. The U.S. has unmatched conventional military reach, but long wars in the Middle East have shaped public opinion. Iran has regional networks and missile reach, but it also faces economic pressure and domestic challenges. A prolonged conflict wouldn't be easy for anyone. That shared awareness can act as a brake, even when rhetoric heats up. So where does that leave things? In a familiar but tense place, Iran is signaling capability. The United States is signaling readiness. Allies are signaling concern. Nobody has crossed the line into open conflict, but everyone is watching the other side's next move. It's strategic signaling layered on top of decades of rivalry. In the end, the combined 1404 exercise looks like a calculated show of force, a reminder that Iran sees its missile arsenal as a core pillar of national defense. Washington's visible military posture in the region sends its own reminder in response. It's not about hype, it's about deterrence, math. Each side wants to project strength without triggering the very conflict they're trying to prevent, and that's the real takeaway. The footage may look wild. Smoke, fire, synchronized launchers lighting up the sky, but beneath the visuals is a strategic message. In today's geopolitical landscape, power isn't just about what you can do, it's about what you can convince others you're willing and able to do. Right now, both Tehran and Washington are making sure that message is crystal clear.